Sadler School of Professional Psychology and Industrial Organizational Psychology. She has also attended Yale University for Child Development and Early Childhood Education. After working as a speech therapist for 6 years in underserved areas in the Chicago area, Ms. Scott decided to expand her reach and opened her umbrella company, Let's Talk Incorporated, which was founded in 2016. Kenyatta Scott is a children's book author, self-care coach, and motivational speaker. The first book in her series, Violet Finds a Dollar, which was featured on WCIU TV in February of 2018, honoring diversity in children's literature, and more recently at the Taste of Chicago with Chicago Parent Magazine, July of 2018. Her work on self-care has been featured on blackdoctor.org and several radio and media outlets. She is also a member of Chicago's prestigious Demoiselle to Film 40 Under 40, which highlights African American women in leadership who are making a difference in the world around them. So without further ado, please help me welcome Ms. Kenyatta Scott.
Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. So I'd like to say thank you so much to Janae for that warm introduction. Thank you to Chicago State University and to the Assistant Dean of Student Affairs, Jasmine. I sincerely appreciate the warmth you extended my way during our conversations. To the National Council of Negro Women Charter, simply put, wow. There are some moments in life, some acts that exceed our expectations while simultaneously taking our breath away. This is one of those moments for me. To the students, parents, and loved ones, I am both humbled and honored to be here today. I never imagined I would be here. I am thrilled to be a part of your special moment and share in your happiness. It is truly an honor to have your work acknowledged. I have been surrounded by women from the moment I was born. I will forever be the little sister of Tasha and the big sister to Geneva, Shantae, and Rashana. My childhood memories with so many sisters go something like this. When I was 3 years old, Tasha begged Mom to carry the donuts in the house. She was 4 years old. She dropped them, and the dog ate them. I love donuts. When I was 5 years old, Geneva, at 3 years old, ran out of the house and down the street. The last thing I remember is us standing side by side looking out the screen door. The sun was shining and other kids were playing outside. The next thing I know, Geneva is racing down the street. Since I was the 5-year-old, we can only assume that I was the one who opened the screen door. I started crying, racing out of the door behind her, scared that she would get away from me as I chased her down the street. She thought it was a game, looking back at me and laughing as I screamed for her to come back. I ran, she ran. I stopped, she stopped. I remember being known in high school as Tasha's little sister. That was my identity. I was completely fine with that because in high school, Tasha was kind of cool. She excelled in every subject while my areas of strength were only in reading and the arts. Math was my arch nemesis. Right? While Tasha was on the porch laughing with our cousins and talking to boys, I was in the house with my nose buried in a book. I cried when I learned that Tasha was leaving college after her first semester because she was pregnant. My heart hurt for her future that would now shift. Do I know women? Yes. I am one of them. I have been surrounded by women from the moment I was born. What is the strength of a woman? Madame Marie Dufont has a definition that I found to be both interesting and She says that women are never stronger than when they arm themselves with their weaknesses. I realized later in life that as much as I was mourning my sister's changed future, I was also mourning for myself. See, I'm the second oldest of 7 siblings, 4 girls and 2 boys. With my sister returning from college to become a mother and recreate a new life for herself and her child, I was now the one pushed into the spotlight for my siblings. My weakness was, did I have what it takes? I was used to being Tasha's little sister. That was my comfort zone. I had no idea at that time how pivotal my self-defined weakness would become, and I would utilize it later on in life. I graduated from undergraduate and went on to receive my master's degree in IO psychology. I also became a speech therapist along the way, working with families and children in low-income neighborhoods in Chicago. I loved that I was graced with the opportunity to empower young mothers in being their child's advocate. That was not in my job description, but I could not pass up the opportunity to pour into women. I knew when it came to writing letters of recommendation, encouraging them to go back to school, and then also explaining how Flaming Hot Cheetos are not an adequate snack for a 1-year-old, I was pouring into our future. My goal each and every time in these instances is always to leave each child and family better than when I first met them. I have always enjoyed working with children. I knew that would be a part of my purpose. I wanted to be a pediatrician when I was younger. All of my teenage jobs revolved around children. I attended Yale University for early childhood education. I'm consistently told that I have a young spirit, that I have a gift for connecting with children. I've always viewed children as being closer to God. They are honest to a fault, while helping us see the world around us through a fresh pair of eyes. I love children. I want children. I want to be a mom. But remember, this story is about women's empowerment. So I was on the path to success. I was in my 30s, working as a speech therapist, educating and uplifting young women. I was also in a romantic relationship with my best friend. He and I traveled the world together. My life was good. Then, as life sometimes has a way of treating us, I was thrown a curveball. My then boyfriend and I were not at the same place and space in our personal growth for an extended period of time. It became evident that I needed to end the relationship. I cannot tell my story, a story where women play such a huge role in my life, without acknowledging men, our men. We are stronger together. However, in that instance, I had to separate myself, and that process literally felt like I was pulling myself away from my other half. I prayed, I went to counseling, I petitioned God. If you can give me the strength to do this, my life is yours. Be careful what you pray for. From this point in my story, I'm going to share with you the names of a few individuals. I will explain why at the end of my story. April, my spiritual mentor, listened on the other side of the phone as I cried. I remember saying, if he knows that he does not think we have a future together, why doesn't he end it? I was heartbroken. Her response was, because you're the one that's strong enough to do it. Trust that what is meant for you is meant for you. I broke up with him. Remember that prayer, though, to God? The one about, if you do this for me, my life is yours. I said, use me for your glory. In prayer, God answered back, and he said, remember that